Have you ever wondered how global power dynamics could shape the future of an ongoing conflict like the Russia-Ukraine war? And what role does the United States play in it? In the grand chessboard of international politics, the Russia-Ukraine conflict has proven to be a complex and intricate game. The United States, a key player in this game, is reportedly exploring innovative strategies to sway the tide. One such strategy is the seizure and transfer of frozen Russian assets to Ukraine. By doing so, the US aims to weaken Russia's economic stronghold while simultaneously bolstering Ukraine's resources. This approach, as reported by the Financial Times, represents a more assertive stance from the United States in the face of conflict. However, this is not a simple game of checkers. These actions must align with international law, a labyrinth of regulations, norms, and treaties that govern the global state of affairs. The United States claims to have identified a method to carry out asset confiscation that adheres to these laws, adding yet another layer of complexity to the situation. As we delve deeper into this issue, the complexities of international law and politics become increasingly evident. To understand the current situation, we need to take a step back and look at the chain of events that led us here. It all started with the initiation of conflict when Russia invaded Ukraine, sparking international outcry. In response to this, the United States, along with other nations, stepped in to impose sanctions on Russia, effectively freezing their assets on a global scale. The sanctions didn't just target Russia as a whole, but specifically focused on the country's oligarchs, the wealthy and influential individuals with close ties to President Vladimir Putin. The US State Department, working in tandem with the Department of Justice's Klepto Capture Task Force, began efforts to unravel the complex networks of shell companies and middlemen that these oligarchs used to hide their money. High-profile assets like super yachts and luxury real estate became key targets, and the seizure of such assets began to have a noticeable impact. As the situation evolved, so too did the US's approach. In G7 meetings, the US presented a more assertive stance, suggesting that it had identified a method to carry out asset confiscation while adhering to international law. This marked a significant shift, demonstrating a willingness to take more decisive action against those supporting the conflict. These events have culminated in the present scenario where the US is exploring ways to transfer seized Russian assets to Ukraine. The intention is to mitigate the damage caused by the conflict and provide some form of reparations to the affected nation. The interplay of international politics and law in this conflict is a complex tapestry. As we've explored, the United States is actively seeking new strategies to seize frozen Russian assets with the aim to transfer them to Ukraine. This bold move demonstrates the US's assertive stance in G7 meetings and its commitment to support Ukraine amidst the conflict. The challenge lies in executing asset confiscation while adhering to international law, but the US appears to have identified a viable method to do so. As we continue to watch this situation unfold, one thing is clear: the outcomes of this conflict will have far-reaching implications, reshaping international relations and global power dynamics.